Welcome to Man United 24 Hours React. This is your place to stay up to date with everything about Manchester United, with quick, clear information and no fuss. Take advantage and subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and leave a like so you don't miss any news about the Red Devils.
Have a big statement signing. They want to have a new toy to show off as well, especially in that first game against Real Madrid, which will be such a high-profile occasion. They are not giving up trying to sign Bruno Fernandes. Manchester United have made it clear the player is not for sale. He's our captain. He's starting for them in their friendly against Hong Kong today. But of course, Al Hilal are backed by the Saudi Arabia Sovereign Wealth Fund. They have incredible riches behind them. Not only that, I've been told that Al Hilal have a degree of autonomy when it comes to transfers as well. They've got other sources of wealth. So as well as being controlled by PIF in Saudi Arabia, they have other very, very wealthy backers as well. And for a long time, they've wanted to sign Bruno Fernandes, and they are putting incredible riches on offer. He's said to earn somewhere between £200,000 and £300,000 a week at Manchester United, one of the highest earners at Old Trafford. But if you take into account tax, half of that is tax. So his take-home pay is probably going to be around £150,000 a week. What the Saudis are saying is come to Riyadh, play for Al Hilal. We will pay you at least £700,000 a week.
Tax
free.
Oh.
I think if you stay in Saudi Arabia, if you stay out of the UK for, 2 years, then it is all tax-free as long as he doesn't come back to the UK. And you would think he's from Portugal. So if he goes from Manchester to Riyadh, I don't think he's going to necessarily want to come back to the UK. So £700,000 tax-free. To be fair to Bruno Fernandes, he has not agitated for a move. He is not saying, I want to leave. I don't think he's motivated by money. But the big issue here is that he's 30. He's going to be 31 soon. And even though United are saying he's not for sale, we know what the financial situation is at Manchester United. And if Al Hilal were to put 100 million euros on the table in front of Manchester United, United would have a big decision to make.
And so too with Bruno Fernandes. There's big money, and money tends to talk in football, as we know.
Exactly. I mean, it would be a big wrench for United supporters if Bruno Fernandes was to leave, because he is the one shining light at United. He's the one player who you think is still a world-class player. But because he's so good, clubs like Al Hilal are going to be interested in signing him. And I don't think it's all doom and gloom at United, because they're about to wrap up a deal to sign Cunha from Wolves by paying his release clause. So even if Bruno Fernandes was to leave, at least you would have Cunha to look forward to watching.
And obviously this is a club that they've been pretty open about money being tight. So if you want to bring players in, then some players have to make way. Fans would say maybe not the best player, but he's the one that brings in the most money. It's interesting, isn't it? We'll have to watch this space. Manchester United and the future of their captain Bruno Fernandes. We now understand that Al Hilal haven't given up on bringing him to the Saudi Pro League, and they want that deal done before the Club World Cup, which starts soon, June the 15th. Well, Fernandes joined United in 2020. It is the club's position that their captain is not for sale, but reports emerged last night that his agent, Miguel Pino, is in the Saudi capital for Riyadh for talks over a deal. Now, Pino does represent several Premier League players, including Liverpool's Luis Diaz, who's also been linked with a move to Saudi. Well, this was Bruno Fernandes speaking after the Europa League final defeat to Tottenham just last week. He said, I've always said I'll be here until the club says to me it's time to go. I'm eager to do more, to be able to bring the club to the great days. But I've always said, and I keep my word in the same way, on the day that the club thinks I'm too much or it's time to part ways, football is like this, and you never know it. If the club thinks it's time to part ways because they want to do some cashing in or whatever, it is what it is. And football sometimes is like this. Interesting quotes at the time, and perhaps more interesting now with what we know. The United captain signed a new deal just last summer. That takes him to 2027, and the club have an option to extend that by a further year. Reports of interest from Saudi Arabia have been around for a while for Bruno Fernandes. Speaking earlier this month, his boss, Ruben Amorim, was quite clear he wants him to stay.
I think it's easy to understand that, not just because of the numbers, but the way he plays, the importance that he has during his 5 years, I think, here. He's a top player. We need the top players. He's a leader. He's the captain. So he's really important. It's normal that there's a lot of clubs that want a player like Bruno, like Garnacho, like others, but we want to keep the best players. And Bruno is clearly one of the top players in the world. So our idea didn't change. We want Bruno here.
Bruno Fernandes, beauty! Now that is a pick-me-up! The Stretford end has something special to embrace. Bruno Fernandes may have dug out the Reds.
Ericsson, lovely flick, Bruno Fernandes. Well, and it's beautiful from Manchester United to turn things around.
The flick from Bruno Fernandes is absolutely world class.
Excellent work from Dalot, the pullback as well, and Fernandes! He is the main man for Manchester United. What a player he is.
Yeah, what a player he is. Have a look at these numbers. They show just how important Bruno Fernandes was to Manchester United this season. Despite their struggles that were there for everybody to see, he ranks first for goals, assists, shots, chances created, touches, and ball recoveries. Well, United had been linked with a move for the Ipswich striker Liam Delap too, but he has now decided to join Chelsea. The Blues want that deal concluded before the start of the Club World Cup.
Well, Manchester United have agreed to trigger Matheus Cunha's release clause at Wolves, and they will pay the £62.5 million in 3 instalments. What happened today is that United contacted Wolves and said, we would like to trigger the clause, but we would like to pay the £62.5 million in 5 instalments. Wolves turned around and said, you've got to read the contract. It's there in black and white. We signed a new contract with the player in January. These are the terms of the contract. If you want him, this £62.5 million needs to be paid in 3 instalments over 2 years. Now, in the last few minutes, United have gone back to Wolves and said, fine, we'll accept those terms.
Didn't take very long, that, did it?
Oh, I mean, you know, United, it's a negotiation. That's the way transfers work. But ultimately, it's there in black and white. So United don't want to waste any time. They are pushing ahead to sign him. And Wolves have said, fine, that's all good. You've triggered the release clause. We will now give you permission to speak to the player and also for the player to have a medical. So if all goes well with the medical, Matheus Cunha will become a Manchester United player.
The fact that they wanted to pay in 5 instalments suggests that obviously money is a bit of an issue, as it is for a lot of clubs. But you know, Man United are not going to be in Europe next year, so they're missing out on a significant amount of money. So where have they got the cash to do what is quite a significant deal, isn't it? £62.5 million.
That's the question that a lot of people who don't support Manchester United are asking today. Where's the money coming from? We thought United were in trouble financially. We thought they'd missed out on the Champions League, potentially £100 million. How come straight away they can afford to sign Matheus Cunha? Well, obviously the £62.5 million is not being paid in one lump sum. Like most transfers, it's been paid in instalments, and it's going to be 3 instalments of £21 million. Now, for a club the size of Manchester United, you would have to say that is affordable. Of course, they have got financial fair play, PSR concerns like all other clubs. Of course, players will be leaving Manchester United this summer as well, but Cunha won't be the only signing. I think they will make other signings, but the signings really have to work, because you speak to a lot of people in football and they will tell you Manchester United's recruitment has just not been good enough. Now, Matheus Cunha has had a very good season for Wolves. Okay, he's had some disciplinary issues as well. Wolves proved that they were not a one-man team when he was suspended for them, but he's a very talented player. He plays for Brazil as well. And the important thing is, if you're a United fan, Matheus Cunha really wants to come to Manchester United. We were telling you last week, even if they don't make it into the Champions League, he still thinks United are one of the biggest clubs in the world. A couple of months ago, we were told that he loves Manchester United. It's one of his dreams to play for Manchester United. And it looks like his dream is about to come true. One final word I'd like to say from Wolves' perspective, because they've played this very well indeed. If you go back to January, we were reporting that Cunha was unhappy, his head had been turned by interest from other clubs.
Yeah.
What Wolves did is say, first things first, you need to stay here and help us avoid relegation and stay in the Premier League. What we're going to do is give you a new contract with improved wages, but there's also going to be this release clause that you want. So if it comes to you leaving, we get what we believe is a very good fee for you. We're happy, you're happy, and it remains to be seen in the long term whether Manchester United turn out to be happy as well. But on paper, it looks like a good deal for everyone.
Oi pessoal, assalamu alaikum. Hoje, como vocês podem ver, o assunto.
And we'll leave you here with the latest from Manchester United. If you liked it, you know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell so you don't miss any news about the Red Devils. Thanks for your audience, and see you next edition of Man United 24 Hours React. Here, the passion for United is news every day. Thanks, and glory, Man United.